What's up, besties? Welcome back to Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alishia. Thank you all so very much for being here with me. Y'all are freaking amazing. Let's get into the vibe for the day. Mercury has officially gone into retrograde, so let's see what's going on. We're going to ring the sound bowl and we will call in spirit and get your vibe for the day. Let's do the thing. Okay, I'm calling on spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you, and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, I did a little 3-card draw over on TikTok and Instagram, so if you're not over there following, go ahead. And it was, I think, Temperance, the Ten of Swords, and the World. So, you know how when Mercury retrograde happens, we often see things and situations coming up from our past to be, I don't necessarily want to say reconciled, but somewhat within ourselves. Some things can come back around to see whether or not we want another go at something, another chance at something. And for some of us, I feel like the answer is no, because in that particular vibe check that I just put up, I just posted, it was talking about somebody being completely over it and wanting a new cycle to come into their world, into their life, okay? So turning something very painful that has ended into some kind of mission fuel. We'll see if that theme carries over in the long format reading. We have action, okay? So someone is wanting to take some type of action. We have faith as well coming through, having faith in the action that you are going to take. Maybe some of you are about to take a leap, and people always say, oh, don't start something new during the Mercury retrograde, right? But I don't necessarily feel like it's something that's new, right? You already have faith in something that's going to, that you've been trying to perhaps manifest, or it's something that you've been thinking about before, it's something that you've been planning before. It doesn't have to do with any, it doesn't always have to do with relationships and love. It can be with a project or a goal or something that you feel maybe has been put on pause, something that you're revisiting here, okay? Let's see here. We have assessing the situation, assessing, having faith, assessing. Maybe some of you have recently taken some type of action and now you're just kind of waiting to see what's going on. We also have self-reflection. Okay, so that is the overall vibe. At the bottom of the deck there, under the self-reflection, I do see fruition. Okay, so I feel like you're almost waiting to see if something is going to play out, if you are going to get the answer that you've been looking for, if you've applied for something, a job or a house or a car or a loan or something, you know, maybe a school or something like that as well. It's like, okay, I took my leap of faith and now I'm waiting to see if I'm going to get in or if they're going to pick me, something like that. Okay, some of you, it could be a contest as well. Okay, you took a leap. Maybe you submitted a song or a poem or something that you've written, right? That's just specific for some of you. So again, it's like it is going to be a new experience that you're kind of waiting to hear on, but it is something that you've already put the effort into previously, okay? But I do know from that quick little vibe check that we did, there is something that you aren't wanting to revisit. So let's get into this. Tell me more about the energy. What is going on for the people who are tuning into this reading? What is their overall energy after they've taken some kind of leap of faith here and they're waiting to see what's going on? Okay, we have the Hierophant. Now my deck is upside down. Yeah, it is. Okay. We have the Hierophant, our stalker card, coming back around, right? A lot of you are maybe applying for a position, a higher level position, a position of status, or maybe you are starting a class or a course or something where you are actually going to be the one in charge, or you are the one who's standing in that role of leadership. You are the one who has some type of influence over others, and it's a positive influence, okay? Some of you, if you are, let's just say you've been trying and you've been working towards something within social media, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, you may go viral, okay, with that energy. It could be like an overnight hit that puts you in some kind of position where people are following you and what you say, okay? All right, so there's that. So the Hierophant, you're going to feel like I feel like you're comfortable in the situation, and maybe that was the leap, right? Maybe that was the leap where you have put yourself out there in some type of way, right? In some type of way, you put yourself out there. Now, it does look like you have faith in yourself and your abilities. You're just kind of waiting to see what happens next. So let's get into that vibe. How are you? Yeah. Oh, look at that. The 8 of Wands. Something is going to take off for you quite quickly. That's what I mean by I don't feel like Mercury retrogrades are always like a negative thing, even though they are painted that way. It's interesting because the 8 of Wands can also indicate travel or a lot of messages, a lot of communications coming through. And again, with Mercury retrograde, there's this stereotype that people say, okay, don't travel, or, you're going to have mix-ups with communication. Yes, we can expect perhaps delays or little hiccups. It doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't go forward with something new, okay? So I feel like for this Mercury retrograde, a lot of y'all are going on, taking a new direction in your life. And it does seem to be very positive, and it does seem to look like things are going to be happening very quickly for you. You're going to be quite busy, especially if you are in this new position here of being some kind of leader, right? Being some kind of leader or influencer or teacher, What else do we need to know about this energy? What else do we need to know about this energy? Oh, no. Okay. All right. Here we have, the Ace of Wands. It's a new journey for you, a new situation, and it has to do with your passion, your zest for life, your creativity. It's something that you are creating. You are the creator behind this project, this goal that has had a green light from the universe. It's a go ahead energy. Go ahead and create this. It just feels really positive. It feels really light. It's something that you have been wanting to manifest is coming into fruition, it looks like, and it's a very lucky kind of a feeling I'm picking up on. Like you're going to be feeling very blessed here. Yeah, we have the Ace of Swords wanting to come out. Now, not only are you going to be very much inspired, okay, and you're going to get the news that you're looking for, the good news you're looking for, but we have the Ace of Swords. You're going to be seeing things very clearly. You're going to be seeing the path laid out for you very clearly. And we did pick up on a reading recently where it was like, you're not going to be able to ignore the synchronicities. It's going to be very plain, very clear. So it looks like that energy is actually here now. In the last reading, it was like we were picking up on, you won't be able to ignore it. And now here it is right in front of your face. Okay. The path has been laid out for you. We have the 7 of Swords. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting into a little bit of the Mercury retrograde stuff in the way where we already touched on that. Sometimes people will say, okay, well, don't sign any contracts. Don't sign any contracts. Don't get committed. Don't do anything that you can't back out of during a Mercury retrograde. That's not the advice that I'm seeing here. My advice, whatever I'm picking up on here, is that pay attention to the details, pay attention to the fine print, okay? Because I feel like with the 7 of Swords and the Ace of Swords here, you are going to see anything that doesn't align with what it is that what you want. You will be assessing it properly. Nothing is going to slip under the radar here for you. So it's just pay attention to the details, okay? What is this? 6 of Swords. You will be moving forward. You will be moving on. Whatever this is for you, whatever this new path, it is allowing you this opportunity to move forward in your life without having to look back, okay? It's like things may have felt very tumultuous, very up in the air, not knowing what's going to happen. And now this information comes through. You get the clarity that you were looking for. You see the path. You're inspired. You take the risk. You take the action here that you're guided to take. You've had faith that it was going to work out, and here it is showing up. And now you're able to finally move forward into a much more peaceful era for yourself. So I'm really liking this energy here, okay? The Mercury retrograde, so far, so good, okay? We have the Queen of Cups. This is something that is going to bring a lot of joy, a lot of love into your world. And I don't just mean romantic love. I mean it's going to make you feel a lot more lighthearted and just happier in general, more joyful. It's something that your heart is in. You know, your heart is really in this idea, in this project, in this next phase, next chapter of your life, okay? And it starts throughout this eclipse season, Mercury retrograde, okay? Major changes happening. And you know, the eclipse, the solar eclipse coming up in about a week, right? That is, pardon me, that is happening in the sign of Aries. And Aries is all about, well, it's fire energy first, and it's all about taking that risk, taking that leap, taking that action. Okay, so I feel like in a week's time, you're already kind of going to be in this energy. Right now, you're getting the word in. Something's coming through. You're getting the good news coming through to you right now. And by the end of the eclipse season, you're already going to be on that completely different path. Okay, that's what I'm getting here in this reading. Very powerful time right now. Very powerful time. The full moon was on Monday, right? Last Monday. Mercury retrograde Monday. And then the next solar eclipse, is on Monday. That's Moon's Day, right? And it was originally the second day of the week. So it's like 222 portal energy. So it's like huge shifts, huge changes happening. And energetically, you are being placed in where you are meant to be, okay? During this energy shift right now. It's very beautiful. What do you need to know? What do you need to know about this moving forward? What do you need to know? Is there any advice? I'm going to see if there's, well, you know what? Let's stop there and let's see what the challenge is going to be, and then we'll get some advice. What is the challenge? What are the potential challenges here as we shift tracks, shift focus, shift paths, okay? Shift timelines even. You are, again, aligning with something that you truly feel is meant for you at this point in time, okay? What is it? What are the challenges, potential challenges here, please, Spirit? What are the potential challenges during this time? 5 of Swords. Okay, so there are going to be people and places and situations that you're going to have to leave behind, right? Some people aren't going to like it. Some things aren't, I mean, that's the challenge, right? 5s are challenges in general, but the 5 of Swords particularly comes up where we might be frustrated, or we might feel like we're backed into a corner in a sense where it's like somebody might be coming at you with their opinion and you're like, okay, I'm going to speak my truth, and it's going to be very direct and it can be very harsh. So the challenge is going to be navigating, communicating your truth and desire to move forward in a different direction completely with the people that are involved in the situation. It's general because this is what's, you know, I mean, I don't know exactly what it is for you. It's a general reading here, folks. So what we have is you needing to be cautious, or maybe taking a step back a moment before we respond to people in our world, right? So even though we might have something very sharp and very cutting, or we might react very quickly with the 5 of Swords and say something that really just, you know, people might throw their hands up and walk away and be like, okay, well, F you then. Like, you know, they might get upset. They might get mad at you, okay, for what you're doing. But at the end of the day, you are standing on your truth. You are speaking your truth. You are communicating what it is that you need. So your own needs are coming first right now, and some people aren't going to like it. Again, you can put on like your little handling it with kid gloves or something like that, or if you feel like it. But there is the potential here for arguments or fights even, but it's minor conflict. So you can just beware if you feel like it. Maybe some of you have been waiting to speak your truth. Now would be the time, and it's not going to be well received from certain individuals in your world, but it's like, it is what it is. So it's not really going to deter you from moving forward. It's just a minor annoyance. Pretty much, I'm getting like, you know, you have to speak what you have to speak, right? And you are going to be very truthful, and you're going to be very clear with your communication. So some people aren't going to take it very well, and that's the challenge. Okay, so what is the advice? Specific advice. Here's that Temperance coming up again, and it did come up in our little TikTok reading as well. Okay, so Temperance is finding a way to come to a solution, right? Reconciling or finding a way to communicate without being hurtful, finding a way to, do things, temperance is doing things in moderation, taking one step at a time, but it also is trying to keep the peace, okay? Keeping the peace. You might want to do that, but at the same time, you're going to have to still state what you need to do. So that's going to be the tricky water to navigate here for you, is like, how do I convey what it is that needs to be done, or what I need to do, or how I might need to cut someone out of my life, or move from a situation, or quit my job without creating a lot of waves, right? Either way, you're going to create the waves, but you're going to have to come to peace with that, is basically the advice here. Come to peace with it, because what you are doing is turning a situation that has been very painful in your life, or has been very, like I said, tumultuous, and you're finding a way to move forward and move out of that time in your life. You're really done. And I feel like a lot of you have learned lessons. So you're kind of in this mode right now where, the tides and the currents, everything is shifting for you. You've learned what you needed to learn from the situation, and it's over. The energy is stale. So you're ready for the next chapter. You're ready for the next story in your life, right? You are completely over something, okay? You're completely over something, and you've come to peace with that. And it's time for the others in the situation to come to peace with it as well, right? It is what it is. That's all I'm saying. It is what it is. Like, you're doing things that are right for you. Okay, doing things that are right for you. So what can be expected? What do you expect to happen? And then we'll get what you don't expect, and then an outgoing energy, okay? What do you expect to happen in the situation? I feel like you've got the green light, right? And the go ahead from the universe to continue forward on this idea, this path. What do you expect? The devil. Yeah, okay. You do expect some clapback. You do expect certain people to be acting from their lower vibration. You do expect to have to deal with, this can be some of you like breaking trauma bonds and other things as well. But it's like you are tired of doing the same things with the same people all the freaking time, and it's like producing the same results that you're not happy with in your life, right? So with the devil here, you expect to have to break these chains. You're coming to peace with the fact that it's like, yes, I've outgrown the situation. Yeah, I'm going to have to deal with these individuals and tell them that this is no longer good for me, that this is toxic. I got to walk away because maybe they're still in this devil energy, which is maybe you have a group of friends that you're walking away from, and all they do is drink for fun. And you're like, that's not really my vibe anymore. I'm on maybe a sober path or something else. It doesn't necessarily have to be completely sober, but it's like that's not your main thing anymore, right? And in order to accomplish the goals that you have laid out for you, you're going to have to cut out those behaviors, and those friends are associated with those behaviors and things like that. So that's an example for someone here. It's like, I'm moving away from y'all because y'all are not good for me in my progress. Like, I'm on to this next story, this next timeline, this next project. I can't be associated with y'all. I can't be, it kind of reminds me of somebody who's like, kept some relationships in their life because there was a strong bond, because maybe there was something, just a strong bond there. And it's like, well, I've been friends with them for like 20 years, even though every time I talk to them, they're very negative. They pull me down. I just can't do that anymore. I don't have time and space for that in my life. So you do expect this conflict. You do expect to be hurting someone's feelings, but at the same time, Spirit's like, you're going to have to come to peace with it, because you can't please everyone, and you're doing what's best for you in order to move forward during this time, because you've got some really big, exciting stuff coming in for you. And this kind of energy just no longer gels. You've learned your lessons. Again, it's just a stale vibe, right? It's totally stale. And you're headed off into this new direction completely. So good for you. All of your actions that you've taken, all these steps you've taken, have added up to this moment where this is like a total shift for you. And I am here for it. So, Four of Wands. Yeah. Some of you are physically moving away, moving out of a neighborhood, moving out of a country, moving out of somewhere, okay? Moving into a new house or moving into a new group. What it is that's going to happen with the Four of Wands, this is an energy of feeling happy, feeling like happy with your life, happy with your home life. Things are going well. You're feeling very blessed with the Four of Wands energy, right? It's not always just union, folks. You know, I'm not putting this as a love reading right now. All I'm saying is you're headed towards this peace, love, and happiness energy at home, in your home life, in your personal life, in your work life. You have established some firm foundations for yourself. There's more work to be done, and you just don't have time to be catering to people who aren't there with you, or who just don't have a place anymore in your world. Okay, so it's not like you're, you know, being mean on purpose or whatever. You're just like, you just don't fit anymore in my story. Okay, so bye. And you know, it is what it is. Okay, you can't save everyone. I don't know why I was called to say that. You can't save everyone. There is somebody in your life that maybe you've been holding out for, or giving chance after chance, or trying to help guide them, and they're just not doing the things they need to do to help themselves. And all they're really doing here is dragging you down. Okay, so that you're cutting the anchor loose, right? You're cutting the anchor loose. It could be a codependent type of relationship as well with the devil. Now, we can have those with our brothers, sisters, children, parents, you know, grandparent, whatever. We can have those with family. We can have them with friends. It's someone here that you're putting down some very firm boundaries and saying, I just don't have time to hold your hand through this anymore. You have to swim on your own, kind of a thing here. We do have the Page of Swords, yeah, the outgoing energy, Page of Swords. This is, you know, you are learning to do things on your own as well. Now, I'm not saying that you're not an independent person. I mean, you're learning to do things without this group of friends, or without this family member, or without, you know, there's something here that it feels like you almost had some like water wings on. I don't know, I'm getting a lot of swimming analogies, but it's like, you know how to swim. It's like, you know how to swim. You've been trying to maybe help teach the other people around you how to swim. Now it's time for you to get into the deep end. You're learning how to do things on your own. Water wings are off. No more safety relationships in your life. You're out there just swinging and doing your own thing, okay? Swimming in the deep end. And it's a good thing because like you know what you're doing, okay? You've already done your research. You know what you're doing. You're an excellent communicator. You've got this, okay? And you're ready to move into this whole new era, right, in your life. So I'm really liking this. What do we have? The King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck for this energy. This is leading you towards maximum abundance, okay? If this is resonating as an idea that you've been creating, or again, it could be maybe you're an influencer, or maybe you're just getting into that realm. You've just been getting comfortable teaching a class, or any of the things that we've already mentioned here. This is going to produce a lot of money for you, stability, and just honestly, you're going to feel very, very grounded. You're going to feel very secure. Okay, so you're headed into a secure time in your life. And now maybe that's just even like, maybe before, I'm just throwing out examples as they come through. Maybe before, maybe there was a friendship or a relationship or someone you were holding on to out of insecurity because you didn't feel like you could do something on your own. That is like the codependent type of relationship that I'm talking about. Once you make that cut, you're going to feel capable. You're going to feel like you've mastered it. You're going to feel and see that you are good on your own, okay? And you are going to be celebrated, okay? You are going to be celebrated. Is it going to be a major change for you? Yes. Do you know everything that's going to be coming down the line with the moon? Absolutely not. But your advice is to keep putting in the work, okay? Keep putting in the work. Go down that new path, all right? I do see that there is some fear, some doubt, and some sorrow over what's lost, right? Nobody's perfect. We're going to perhaps, during this moment of transition, while we're starting something new and while we have to cut things out of our life, we can mourn these things, right? We can feel the feelings in order to heal it and to completely let these things go. But it's not stopping you from moving down the path that you know you need to go, okay? Again, you won't be able to ignore the synchronicities. It's very lined up for you already, and it's something you've been trying to manifest. It is a wish, a dream. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Star, okay? Now, again, I have the Ten of Swords. I have the Five of Pentacles coming out. All of these, like, It's like it's scary. It's scary. It's going to be a little bit scary. And I'm just being honest with you. Do you want the new thing? Yes. Do you want to be independent on your own, doing your own thing, getting out? Maybe some of you are like leaving a job and starting to become self-employed. You're going to be successful. Are there worries? Absolutely. Are there fears that are going to come up? Are there doubts? Oh shit, am I doing the right thing? Am I going to be able to make it? Is it going to work? All those things come up. Okay, they do come up. But just remember, just know, have that faith, right? That's what's coming in. Have that faith. Have that faith. Have a moment of self-reflection. Remind yourself that, yes, I can do this. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, I've got this. I have all the skills that I need. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Your luck is turning here with the Wheel of Fortune and with the star energy coming in. It's like, yo, this is what you want and this is what's going to happen. You are literally in line with your wish and your dream here. You've got the green light from the universe. This is a go, okay? This is a go. We're going to have to, maintain these boundaries, the Queen of Swords, and you're going to have to help yourself shut down some of those, fears and some of the grief and from the sorrow and doubts and sadness, okay? Nobody's perfect, right? So I'm going to get you a couple affirmations with this energy because I feel like you are on the right path. The green light is coming through. If it hasn't happened yet, by the end of this eclipse season, you are going to be well on your way, right? And I mean, I can't tell you, I don't know exactly what your situation is, whoever's tuning in here. All I can tell you, bestie, is that if I'm picking it up in the ethers, in the energy, it's in play, okay? It's in play. Will it happen today for you? Maybe. Will it happen next week? Perhaps. Maybe right during the eclipse. Maybe over the next 6 months, because eclipse energy does last for about 6 months, but it is very powerful. So from now until the fall, I suppose, this is all going to be taking place for you, right? I do feel that there is something that you've got the green light from the universe. I do feel like it is coming a little bit quicker, but maybe this whole process of transitioning, maybe if you're moving across the freaking globe, it's going to take you some time to get all your ducks in a row for that, right? But by the next 6 months, you're going to be in that space. You're going to be in a totally different story for yourself. You won't even recognize. You'll be like, wait, whoa, I can't believe that 6 months ago I was over here doing that and now I'm over here doing this and it's exactly what I want, right? So your hindsight 2020 is going to be like, dang, this is amazing. Like you're going to feel really happy with this 4 of Wands vibe here, okay? Like I'm so proud of myself kind of an energy. So congratulations, you're literally on your way. We have this affirmation popped out. I am willing to forgive. Okay, forgive and release. So forgiveness of myself and others releases me from the past, and that's what's happening. You're being released from your past. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. So you are freeing yourself from past situations, from a past life, maybe from past life karma. I mean, you're just completely, like I said, that old story is no more for you, okay? My life is a mirror. The people in my life are really mirrors of me. This affords me the opportunity to grow and change, and that's what it is as well. You are going to be assessing the friendships and the people that are in your life, coworkers, whatever, the family members. Are they reflections of you anymore? They're not. I'm not saying you're going to cut everyone out of your life, but you're going to be assessing like, I don't really vibe with that person anymore. Maybe at one point I did when I was in my own devil energy. They were a reflection of me, but I've healed. I've learned lessons. I'm no longer in that space anymore. And unfortunately, that person or those people are still swimming in that shallow end with the water wings and not learning any lessons they need to learn, okay, to swim on their own. Now, you have already done that, and this is time for you to move forward, right? So we also have my healing is already in process, okay? This is already happening for you. My willingness to forgive begins my healing process. I allow the love from my own heart to wash through me, cleansing and healing every part of my body. I know I am worth healing. It's already been in process for you. I'm just going to get one more, and then we will come to an end. This reading has been really lovely. Okay. Really lovely start to the Mercury retrograde. Now, I'm not saying things from the past won't come up. I'm sure they will. We have so many people at different stages of life, learning, and love all over the place in our tribe, and I'm here for it. So I just suggest to you to use your discernment when choosing readings, right? When choosing readings. Because, it's not helpful for people. Let's have a side note here for a minute. I have been seeing, especially in some of the love readings, I have been seeing some people come in and say some negative stuff or say like, I blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I'm not into this energy. F the person from the past. First of all, you click on it, okay? Second of all, the people that are there for it, they don't need the negativity because they're going to learn on their own pace, their own whatever, and they've got messages that are there for them. You don't know them, their life. I'm not always talking about the person that you want nothing to do with. Okay, that reading's probably not for you. So again, I just caution people, and I ask people to use their discernment when tuning into readings. It's like, if you don't want to know what your ex person is thinking about you, then why are you here listening to it? Don't listen. Don't listen. That's all, don't listen to it. It's not for you, right? Or maybe you're just not being honest with yourself. You gotta really, anyways, it is what it is. It's you're the one clicking on the readings, okay? That's all I gotta say. You're the one in control of it, right? Okay. Anyway, divine wisdom guides me, and that is where we are going to leave off. So use your own divine wisdom, even when choosing readings to tap into. Okay. I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe, right? You are safe. Divine wisdom guides you. You know exactly what you need to do, exactly what you need to cut, and exactly where you're going. There's so much clarity here in this reading and so much success. You are literally moving into the next era of your life, and I'm here for it. I am sending you so much love. Thank you for being here. Please don't forget, I am going to start posting more on my socials. It just is what it is. That's something I'm revisiting during the Mercury retrograde because I kind of fell off. So something I already started before, but I'm going to be posting more on Instagram as well as TikTok. So please follow. If you're new here to our tribe here on YouTube, all you got to do is subscribe to become part of our tribe. We have a tribe full of amazing humans from all over the world, and we'd love to have you here. Thank you for your likes and your shares and your comments. Even, I can take it. I kind of get a giggle sometimes when I read some of those comments, like, oh, I'm not here for them and this and that. It's like, oh yeah, you are, because you're watching it. Not being rude, but it is kind of funny to me. But yeah, I do thank everyone for their energy exchange, okay? Whether that be tuning into extendeds, right? And also just any kind of sharing or interaction, liking the videos. Really, it just helps readers. It makes us feel very happy. And we are very stoked to be here with you, providing the free content, right? So it does help us do that. Anyways, I'm sending you lots of love. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.